Alright, welcome back to another video. So today I am in fact back in iRacing, and I'm really excited to be back in iRacing. However, it's not a recent race, it's from about a month or two ago. I actually had to finish dying. I had to finish my degree, and so I spent a lot of time working on projects and put some hard work in, and now I'm ready to race again. I'm very excited. I will also have ECU videos coming out. Those should be good. I'm working diligently to make it so that my workflow is not going to get in the way of the creative side of things, so I can enjoy actually making videos about new things, cool cars, race cars, and really whatever else I want to do. So that's it, really. Thank you for everyone who's waited. I know it's been a couple months. I keep getting notifications on YouTube that says everyone's waiting, because YouTube is like that now. So anyways, without further ado, this is my second race in iRacing. Let's see how it goes. I had a good time. Hope you stay to the end. Catch you in the next one. Hello and welcome. My name is Mraz. This is my second ever iRacing race, but it's my first in the Formula Series. Now this is the 1600 Formula Series car that you see me driving right now. Apparently I'm the number 5, although I thought it was the number 17. The goal of this race at Virginia International Raceway, which by the way I love, it's got some great turns. The goal is pretty simple: qualify well, and then of course finish better than you qualified. Now these Formula cars are some of the quicker cars, I feel like, for rookies, so it's very exciting. We are going to go through qualifying, and then I will talk you through the race, just like any other racing broadcast. Let's get into it. So for the qualifying session here, it is a little bit of an interesting camera view. I'm just testing some stuff out for the first time I've ever recorded anything in iRacing. So regardless of the camera angle, we are going into turn 1 here for the outlap of qualifying. Now, my setup is quite interesting. I don't think I have everything figured out yet. As I go off the road there, I don't have a load cell, and it can be very difficult to kind of find the muscle memory. This is a fun section because you're all on the brakes, you're cresting. There's a lot of weight transfer, I'm pretty sure. Part of driving quickly as well, I've found, seems to be putting your head in the space of the real driver, as if I was in the car and thinking of that weight transfer. That last turn there, I don't think I get properly. I don't think I'm doing that correctly. But that lap didn't count because that was the out lap. Also, I was off the track. So here we are getting serious. I'm finally starting to all right, focus up, kind of lock up the brakes, go very wide. That's another off track. Crossing the line, we are finally coming into the qualifying lap, which has to count. It has to. Already goofed up. Much better entry into turn 1. Actually hitting that apex properly without going off the track. Keeping it nice and controlled. Tires are screaming a little, but that's fine. Especially through this section here, I'm really kind of pulling the car to where I want it to go, and that could prove to be an issue. Just for consistency's sake. My favorite section here starts to get really sketchy when you come up on this right-hander I'm coming up onto, carrying that speed, downshifting into 3rd, and then bringing it all the way down the hill. Shifting up to 4th actually once more, and then downshifting while braking into that turn. That's a lot of fun. Clip that little apex there. Send her wide to the left and back onto this long straight where I can finally take a breather, probably talk to the camera. All right, really slowing down. You can hear the tires screaming, but it doesn't matter. We hit that apex for the most part. That was all right. Carried as much speed as I could. No real big mistake there. A little bit of tire screeching, but that was about as good as I could ask for after the previous 2 laps, where I decided to go on an excursion every time. And apparently, that's good enough for a position of second. That's P2. Okay, so for the start of the race, there's the green flag. I get a really good start as compared to our fellow race car driver to the right. So we go and take the lead, which I was quite happy about. Actually, we're just barely taking the lead into turn 1 as the car behind us barely just drops back. So you can see with my driving, for some reason I was experimenting with the idea of lifting while shifting. But I'm using paddle shifters, and I might as well just stay flat out. Anyways, through this segment here, we do pretty good. We have a nice, strong lead going through the chicanes. You can see the gap is 0.2 of a second. So Mr. Amick Gatton is kind of closing the lead. However, we carry a lot more speed into this turn, almost go off the road. And then considered shifting up to 4th, but realistically it's the first lap. You want to play it safe. That was pretty good for the first lap up until this point. Hitting apexes, not losing too much control, not going off the track for the most part. Doing 120 on this back straight. These Formula 1600 cars are a lot more fun than the Formula V. Formula V honestly just kind of changes how my brain works. Braking just about the right amount. You can really see with my brake pressure went up to try to compensate. Didn't feel like I was losing quite enough speed. This is a little tricky. The whole entire car gets really loose and we go way wide off into the dirt. And we lose the lead, unfortunately. You can hear I'm a little frustrated. But that's fine. It's fine. Just keep your composure. Coming into turn 1, we're braking kind of late. A little bit off the line that you want to be on. You can see at this point I'm no longer lifting to shift. I don't really know why I did that. I think in practice I was like, it makes the car feel more stable. Really, really fighting the car through this segment here. You can hear the tires just screaming for life. I am at this point not a tire whisperer by any means. However, I do understand where I'm going wrong. It's just, can I put that understanding into reality the next time I go racing? Again, flat out, a little bit of a lift there. It's a hard braking and downshift to 3rd. That was quite unnecessary. You don't have to brake that hard. You can see we shift up to 4th this time. Really not smooth steering input at all. We generally get the car pointed where we want it to go. Not perfect by any means. So you can see that the gap from the leader and myself to Jonathan, it's about probably what you'd expect, although the 3 seconds, the 3-second gap to first, it's kind of annoying. Now, for some reason, you might want to ignore the stats. Much better entry into turn 1, but for some reason you might want to ignore the stats in the top left because I was in 3rd and then I was in 2nd and I didn't pass anyone. That only happened after the pits, so I guess maybe someone pitted. Terrible, terrible entry and exit onto turn 2. Coming into 3, just keep yourself together. See, yeah, I'm just back and forth scrubbing the wheels to try to get the thing to steer where I want it, which is not how you steer a race car.
Yeah, he was pulling away.
Yeah, he's pulling away because you're driving like shit.
Because I got a little spicy on the first lap.
Yeah, it's spicy is a word you could use. It is a little disappointing in retrospect. There we go. Not as hard braking into this turn. It is a little disappointing in retrospect that I couldn't hold on to the lead for a full lap at least. That seemed to be a little bit better.
3-second difference, so he seems to have a better exit than me on that. This is just so exciting.
Really was at the time, and it still is watching it back. Honestly, iRacing has some of the best racing you can ask for online. I've played basically all the other games. I haven't done, I will be honest, as much multiplayer in other games. Most multiplayer experiences I've had in racing games have been in iRacing, obviously. I'm really trying to put together a good exit onto this long straight here. And it kind of didn't really work. We're kind of still at the same pace. The gap to the leader is staying where it's at. But my multiplayer experience has been in like F1, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, and frankly, and WRC and Dirt, but that's not quite the same. So frankly, I'm more of a rookie in terms of actual racing than I like to think of myself. I have a lot of time in the sim, just less time racing against real people. And I don't know why I'm like that, but that's obviously changing here with iRacing because I'm addicted. This is so good. Gap from us to the leader is increasing.
What does the blue mean? I don't understand what the blue means. It's a nice blue.
And what I mean by what does blue mean, so when you look at your relative or the standings in your black box to the bottom right during a race, I have no clue what the blue means. So I guess the answer to that will be flashed on screen at some point, because I will inevitably Google that. That felt like a fairly hassle-free turn into this straight.
I also need to figure out how aggressive I should brake. Although, I will say, well, I said although weird, I will say that it is making sense.
And it really was. If I could get past talking to the camera while under pressure, it really...
Fun though. I'm gonna start enjoying myself as well.
I really will be racing a lot more.
Track. That would be very bad. Me and the leader. Me and Amalek Gatton. I'm gonna call him Mr. Gatton. Me and Mr. Gatton, we're doing pretty good.
So Mr. Gatton just set the fastest lap, and I have a terrible, stupid moment. I had a really good lead. I believe...
Of course, the minute I say that, I go off the track. So I'm gonna shut up.
I had close to a 6-second lead or something ridiculous. I don't really remember because I don't have the graphics from in-game. This is a recording. But I had quite a good lead, and then I flew off because I started talking to the camera. Which is why I inevitably said, I need to shut up. So we're making our way through the first
That's all that matters.
bit of those.
I'm not as quick as the guy in front of me, though, so if I keep talking on long straights, I'll forget to brake properly, so...
Yes, sir, you will. And that's kind of how this race has gone so far. I guess we'll see if I can keep it together. Getting a little sideways. Carrying as much speed as possible, shifting up to fourth. You love to see it into this turn. At least I do. It's just more exciting. Again, strangling the car. Just whipping the steering wheel all over the place. You can, I'm using...
Focus. No more talking after this. Enjoy the race.
All right, Ron, shut up.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, folks.
So I suppose at this point on the final lap, if I've really learned anything, it's that you need to maintain your focus. Do not follow some other train of thought that does not matter in the moment.
Oh, brother. About now.
The reason it's exciting is because you're actually pushing to win, which I obviously wasn't, which is why I kept flying off the track. Again, my favorite turn. We seem to have slightly bigger balls on that turn specifically, but we have less brains on the next turn as we fly off the track, at least the second time this race so far. And there goes my chance at winning my second ever race, as even if I was catching him, the gap is just too large. We have less than half a lap left, and I'm throwing the lap away. At this point, though, I am having fun. You can see the leader off in the distance there.
Well, that was a good race. I should do more iRacing. I would have caught up if I just focused. But instead I turned you on and I started talking.
And yes, the blame of me getting second is kind of on the fact that I recorded this race. I haven't done a lot of iRacing because I feel like I should record my journey. I should record me actually getting into racing. Thank you for joining me on my first ever Formula Anything race on iRacing. My second race on iRacing, actually. First was a Miata, and you can watch that if you really want to on the live stream section of my page. We went from second all the way straight back to second. I appreciate you if you made it this far. I'll see you in the next one.